We don't have too much information for you, but what little we can give you right now at this time is approximately 3 o'clock, the Braintree Police received a call of shots fired in the South Shore Plaza, and a person was down. They had people on the scene here, as they usually do every day, and people in the adjacent neighborhoods. Emergency personnel were immediately dispatched and arrived here at the scene. They found a 26-year-old black male with a last known address of Boston on the ground on one of the floors, an apparent victim of gunshot. They rendered immediate medical assistance, and he was transported to a Boston hospital. He currently remains right now in serious and very grave condition. We have really no more on that, and we will not identify the individual at this time. This appears to be an isolated event. It is not an ongoing threat. I know the Braintree Police have been pretty good about communicating that, and the mayor, that there's no ongoing threat at this time. The plaza remains closed while they process the scene. Detectives and crime scene services from the state police and those assigned to the district attorney's office, as well as our partners in the Braintree Police Detective Unit, are currently processing a large area of the plaza. We do want to ask people, anybody that may have been here between approximately 3 and 3:30 who saw anything really out of the ordinary, what they think out of the ordinary. It may be as small as they may not think much of it, but if you listening or hearing about this, and if you see something or heard something that you think we should know about, the Braintree Police detectives would like to hear from you, as would the detectives from the state police unit assigned to the district attorney's office. We really don't have much more for you at this time because, again, it's very early on in the investigation. So we hope to give you more tomorrow when we know more, but it's a very, very active crime scene.
Is there any information on the suspect that you want us to get out?
Well, we just, again, we don't know whether it's suspect or suspects, that they're still trying to sort that out. And as you can imagine, they're talking to what people they can and gathering intelligence and information. So if we have more information, whether we have a description, we will get that out to you as soon as we can. But at this time, we don't have anything more for you.
Where is that search happening tonight?
Well, again, they're processing a portion of the plaza, and I won't go into exactly where it is, but it's in one of the stores in the plaza, not too far from one of the garages. And so obviously we're interested in people who may have been in that portion of the plaza and/or the parking garage if they saw something that was out of the ordinary, maybe a speeding car or something like that. We'd love to hear from them.
Do you think the location of the store helped this person or persons get out faster?
Well, I guess the plaza has many exits. I mean, and in this instance, the location was, I would say, pretty close to a garage, and in fact, I think the garage is over my right shoulder. So the short answer is yes. I mean, but so aren't most of the exits here in the plaza. It's a big place, and it has easy access to the highway as well. So we are we're trying to look at all options that we have to get information. That's why we don't have much more, but if we come up with something that we think that you can help us with, rest assured that we will put that out to you as soon as we can.
It was just outside the Forever 21, right? Is that accurate?
Is it what now?
Just outside the Forever 21.
I won't go into the area of the store, but in fairness to all the merchants of the plaza. So, but it did take place within the store here in the plaza, inside the footprint of the store.
Anyone else hurt?
Can you speak to just how scary this was probably for the shoppers and the people who work in here? And I know that this isn't the first time that there's been issues at this mall. I mean, how do you guys try to curb this in the future? I know it's a difficult question. But.
Well, I'll let the chief speak to that, but I'll say, having worked with Braintree so many years, they have a pretty big presence here at all times, and they work close hand to hand with the owners of the mall, and we hope that continues going in the future because that relationship is important. And I'm sure, like any shooting, if anyone's been near one, I'm sure that there were some people that were concerned, and people did leave. They did lock down. They have been through steps with the merchants and the surrounding neighborhood, and Braintree is well versed on what to do. So I'm very fortunate that I work with a capable and able partner.
Anyone else hurt? Anyone else in the ambulance needing medical attention? Any ricochets? Anything tripping, falling?
No. Again, they're processing the scene as well as to, how many shots may have been fired, and I can't even tell you exactly, where the wounds are at this time. So we're still waiting he was an apparent gunshot victim, though. That's clear to us.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was asking about anyone else, like from the running, the tripping and falling. Anyone else
But
ricochet
not,
bullets?
not aware of anybody.
Nothing. Okay.
So I guess I would say again, thank you all for staying out in the cold, and we hope to, if we get some more information that you can help us, trust me, we will use whatever we can, whatever resources, which includes those in the media. So thank you all for coming.
Quick question: was there an officer on scene after on the plaza parking lots when this happened? I know yesterday when I pulled into this mall, there was an officer on scene about 7 p.m. just sitting, surveilling the area.
I'll let the chief speak briefly, but I'd say there's always Braintree Police here. But chief,
yes, there were several officers located down here assigned to the plaza. So there was a very quick response from the Braintree Police Department. They assisted in rendering first aid to the victim until EMTs showed up, and they also had assistance from civilians that were EMTs, firefighters. But they were immediately on scene.
Chief, twice in 2 years, are we at the point where there needs to be some kind of metal detectors to come into the mall?
There's a lot of security mitigation that we do with the mall. We work with the management here, and it's obviously going to be reevaluated after this incident. And it is a concern, obviously, that we've had several incidents down here. But that's something that we're going to, the mayor's office and the management here at the plaza, we're going to work with them.
Anything that's changed since the last incident here in 2020?
Regarding what?
Security-wise?
Not that I'm aware of. We have officers assigned down here 7 days a week for pretty much whenever the mall's open.
the only other thing I can think of that has changed is that the person who was involved in the last shooting is doing a long bit in the state prison system with the help of the police who investigated the matter. So that's one change, and that view of our view of that, when people who cause incidents like this will be held accountable when we find them. And so the good work of the police allowed the prosecution to get a good result and a prison sentence in state prison. So we take it serious. The town takes it serious. The mall, I mean, they try to keep an open channel of communication, and it's something that I can't speak day to day, but the mayor and the police chief work very closely. This is a very large mecca with people from the South Shore. A lot of people come here, and they appreciate it. It's an important tax base and important to keep everybody safe here. We know it. The mall owners know it, and we will continue to, as the chief said, to keep people safe.
And Chief, what's your message to the community tonight? Obviously, you had a lot of scared folks here. What would you say to them?
First off, I'd like to thank the cooperation. It makes our response seamless. We reach out to the community, the neighborhoods, and we're very thankful for the cooperation we have. Inside, internally, the employees and all the patrons, we sincerely appreciate the quick response that they have when we give them directions for either evacuating the facility or the lockdown. It makes our response much easier and much more effective. I can tell you this is a very active investigation. We have a tremendous amount of resources dedicated to this incident tonight with the state police and our Braintree Police Department. And, we're just very actively involved in it. It's going to be a long night for everybody, trying to work through this scene.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Can I ask the mayor a question? Mayor, what do you hear from the community about the safety here at this mall? As a community member myself that frequents this mall, every time I come here, I hear people feel unsafe.
Well, first of all, we want to make sure that everyone's safe when they come shopping. This particular incident is one too many, and we will be meeting with the property owners of the mall, and we will be discussing some issues probably next week. This is unacceptable, and we did work with them last time to put in some different measures that we really can't talk about because they're security measures, but this is another situation that will be addressed, and we'll be working directly with the mall because of this incident.
How frustrated are you right now?
Well, I've lived here my whole life, and I'll tell you, as mayor, it's very frustrating to have incidents like this occur while people are out shopping on a Saturday, and it has to stop. And I will be working along with the police, chief, etc., with Simon Properties that owns this mall, and it's time for them to step up and put a plan together.
I thank you all. We appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody.